Back on Press Play Radio, it's your boy Jay, and we're joined on the phone right now by Comrade. What's up, man?
What's up? What's up? Feels good to be on the show, man.
I appreciate you coming on. And you guys, you haven't caught the wave going on. If you're blind to the wave, Comrade is a hip-hop artist from my hometown of B-More, and he's doing huge things, not only here in B-More, but also on the web. His single, Back to School, has over 20,000 views on YouTube, and you're also killing it on Twitter, too, man. So the people are really responding, right?
Yeah, man. People are really loving what we're doing. Try to keep the excitement up, keep the different kind of music going for the comrades and comrettes, you know?
I feel you. So how would you describe yourself as an artist? I mean, I know you speak about stuff that's going on, but would you describe yourself as a conscious rapper or a political musician or just a hip-hop artist or a poet? Like, what would you describe yourself as?
Yeah, I mean, really like an MC who really speaks to like a global type of community, you know, not just for one particular box, you know, like really just putting a global aspect on like comrades and comrades, people who are really on the grind, in the movement, struggling to make their lives in the world a better place. So, you know, so it's that type of vibe, that type of wavelength, you know, that the music is on. So you can have a good time and at the same time bringing that deep emotion on a lot of the tracks too. Bringing some good content, right? Yes, sir.
So what would you say, which artists influenced you growing up and made Comrade who he is?
Definitely Nas, big Nas fan.
The great.
And, and Dead Prayers. Like, they just really woke me up to a lot of things and how, you know, hip-hop can sound.
Dope. Where do you get your inspiration to speak on some of these like huge issues? Like, because I know you speak on a lot of political issues, a lot of, you know, economic issues going on in your community. Where do you get the inspiration for all this?
Yeah, that really grew from me actually being in the trenches, you know, as an activist, a youth activist, and still am. In Baltimore Alger Project, really putting together big marches and sit-ins and protests and speaking out at events. Mm-hmm. And I've been doing that since I was like 13. So the hip-hop grew from that. You know, it grew from those experiences and a way for me to express and release that energy in a positive sense. You know, and it just grew.
Dope.
From like a poetry to hip-hop.
So you've actually been on like some of these adventures that people are protesting with. You've actually been in with the crowd and just feeling them, right? That's how you can relate to them, right?
Definitely. We just actually had a march on the 4th downtown protesting the youth jail that the government plans on building. Had it speaking at the town hall this weekend. So definitely on the grounds, you know.
Wow. Is there a particular epidemic going on right now that you would like to address that you don't feel like is getting a lot of attention that should be?
I mean, I think the main thing personally that branches out into a lot of other problems is just the issue of the miseducation of the masses of people. Right. You know, like the school systems we have now, well, Baltimore City in particular, it's like the schools lacks the funding that it needs to really give the young people the education they deserve. You know, the facilities, you know, they're closing down the recs, closing down the programs, laying off teachers, but they find money for $100 million youth jail. So, you know, I think education plays a big role because we become conditioned to look at education in a negative sense when really it's like the key, you know what I'm saying? So that's really where a lot of my inspiration comes from, and that's a big issue going on that we can change, and I'm working to change that. You know? Especially
when you have skills like you, like your flow is crazy, the things that you say are ridiculous, and when you have that type of platform to say something with the skills that you have, it speaks a lot louder than, you know, just someone who's just a regular person, right?
Yeah, man, definitely. That's why, you know, I'm sticking with the content that I have, you know, instead of just, and yeah, the mic, you know, you can say what you want, so I try to say something that can make a difference, you know, to some extent.
Right, unlike some people, like, I ain't gonna say no names. I'm not gonna start no beef. I ain't gonna start no beef, but you know what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So how hard is it finding a balance between, you know, making that commercial hit that, you know, might get the club rocking and making a record that reaches people's minds? Like, I know it's like a demon kind of pulling at you. It has to be pulling at you sometimes for just the fame versus actually saying something that you want to speak on, right?
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, as artists, you grow, you know, every year. but it's all about what your goals are as an artist, you know, and that takes a lot of thinking, a lot of arguments, a lot of set downs and setbacks. Because, like, you know, if your goal is to just be known and make money off music, then, you know, the more conscious or political route, a lot of people would think that, well, you got to just go with what people like at the time, at the moment.
Right.
But if your goal is to really use your voice to build something, to do something different, and to speak to who you are and what you do and what you like, then you might not want to be played in every club, or you might not want to be on every radio station, or making millions and millions of dollars. But there are ways where you can do that. You probably just we haven't seen it yet, you know, on the hip-hop side of things, maybe. But that's something we're building on as, you know, COMRADEmuzic. So
Exactly.
it's all about your goals. It's all about your goals.
Right. Just like, I mean, people have, like, done it with, you know, some success, but you, like you say, really don't have that one person we can point to that say, wow, like, this dude did it doing what he wanted to do. I mean, we have the Commons and people, they're relatively, you know, legendary. They are, but they're nowhere near as popular as, you know, a huge hip hop artist like a Jay-Z or someone else who makes commercial music. But, you know, hopefully we'll get there one day, right?
Yeah, but like Michael Jackson.
I was thinking that. I was thinking Michael Jackson. Yep.
You know, and so it can definitely be done.
Yep.
You know,
just gotta keep working hard at it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so we're going to get into some of your music right now and give some of the listeners a chance to actually hear you on the mic and hear while the web is going crazy over you right now. We're going to play a single called Broken Home, correct?
Yes, sir. Broken Home.
So why don't you go introduce that one for us?
Yeah, so Broken Home right here, really inspired by me growing up. So the track, you know, speaks for itself. So yeah, check it out.
Check it out. Press Play Radio. We'll be back with more with Comrade.
The ceiling caving in, the foundation's weak, the floor's starting to squeak, and the rain began to leak, the windows crack. This isn't what we had, what's going on? Need to heal our broken home. Man, if these walls could talk, parental advisory, the less sober, more vulgar. Is it the circumstance or the culture? Got us behaving like vultures. Look here, listen closer. We mix up potions till we're overdosing. Unconscious but we're provoking. Apologetic for what was spoken. Regret it, but the cycle rarely broken. Like we forget it, then get back to smoking. These are deep thoughts that I'm quoting. The type to be related to. Across the street and your neighbor too. Treat it like a debut, like a newborn out of Bayview. But can she survive day two? Her home isn't playful, attitude wasteful. Struggle just to make do, searching for a breakthrough. Life can be as bitter as a grapefruit. No wonder why some grow up, then find a corner to escape to. The foundation's weak, the floor start to squeak, and the rain begin to leak, the windows crack. This isn't what we had, what's going on? Need to heal our broken ceiling caving in, the foundation's weak, the floor start to squeak, and the rain begin to leak, the windows crack. This isn't what we had, what's going on? Need to heal our broken home. My windows cry lonely tears. They weather the storm, but it's been better before. Nowadays, few sun rays graze they shades. Minor cracks, couple stains, and some shades of gray. I ain't ashamed to say, I ain't afraid to say. Got over my fears and they paved my way. Yeah, attention old and I paid my way. Old stove, new codes. Runny nose, who knows the codes to life game modes? My basement was spacious, fantasized spaceships. Tents were makeshift, to us it made sense. Young kids growing up amongst innocence, but innocence now lost to replacements. Influenced by the ruins we call older ages. No one's immune to these phases. Over the struggle, man, we hover. Shout out my brother Ace. The ceiling caving in, the foundation's weak, the floor start to squeak, and the rain begin to leak, the windows crack. This isn't what we had, what's going on? Need to heal our broken home. Caving in, the foundation's weak, the floor start to squeak, and the rain begin to leak, the windows crack. This isn't what we had, what's
That was Comrade with Broken Home right here on Press Play Radio, exclusive right here. So Comrade, we're back on the phone with you. What inspired that record? What inspired you to speak on some of the stuff you spoke on in the song?
Well, when I heard the beat, it really spoke to me in a way where I could get a lot more personal, and even abstract at some points. So that song, the beat, Cinema Beats, they actually made the beat, and I just wanted to get, I guess, a little deeper into my youth, my childhood, growing up, and really play on the term broken home, you know, relating the social with the actual physical home, you know.
Right. The beat is ridiculously beautiful. Like it's very somber, but it's very, I don't know, it's just very musically put together. Who did you work with on the track?
Yeah, Cinema Beats. I heard the beat. I was like, man, I need to get it from y'all, and went to record it with Matt down there Right Way, and he really helped bring out all the sounds, bring out all the emotion. So it was a great process. It
really plays to the song perfectly. Like it's, you know, it's somber, but it's got that street edge to it that, you know, that you flow with perfectly. It's wonderful.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. Now it's time to get into the most fun part of the show. It's time for your Wednesday's weirdest questions. We do this with everyone we have on the show, and I know you're ready for it, Chris. I know you can't wait. All right, so first one we're going to get into. What was the best show you've ever done? What's the best performance you've ever done? And tell me a little bit about it.
My best show? I like to say my first show.
And what was special about it?
And it was special because it was just the feeling that I had being up on the stage. Because it wasn't necessarily that the beat was playing at the right time and all that type of stuff, because it wasn't. It was just me actually being on stage performing a song that I wrote that nobody in the room heard. Right. And then getting the positive feedback really inspired me to be like, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. Dope. And my father being there, and friends, and a ton of strangers. So that was like, I can still remember it to this day.
Second question, you ready for it?
I'm ready.
All right, if you can go on vacation anywhere in the world, where would it be? And you had to bring a celeb to go with you, who would you bring?
Geez, the celebrity fucking me up. So I would definitely want to go to Egypt.
Okay.
You know, so I'm big on Egyptology and all that type of stuff.
Okay.
Now, who I would bring with me, that's a celebrity.
Would you bring, you know, a Cleopatra with you, or, you know, just a homeboy? Who would you bring? It's okay to say Rihanna. Hi, Rihanna.
Hi, Rihanna. Erykah Badu.
Wow, Erykah Badu. Okay.
Erykah Badu.
Okay, I respect the answer.
Well, for one, she probably could teach me so much about all that stuff in Egypt. To be honest, I think she could, and we could talk about collabing on some music in the future.
She's not bad to have on your arm either, right?
She's not.
You can't
even though I think she's almost married and I'm almost married, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but just say things were different.